we rehearse this very much like you would for for a musical, except that in a musical you do your first preview. There's a big moment when you go from the rehearsal to the set. Then there's another big moment to when there's a lot of people sitting out there. And there's your first preview, so you do that for a couple of weeks. And then you open, and if you do okay, then you run for months or a year. So you get to do it a lot, and you get to develop it, and things change, and but this is not like that. It's more like a football game or something. Frankly, it's intimidating. I've been in show business since I was 5 years old. And in those days, it was the birth of TV in New York. There were all these live shows from New York before videotape. And they used a lot of kids because TV was very family-oriented, particularly the holidays. And there were all these kids. There were schools for them. And I was one of those kids, me and my two brothers, and hundreds of others. And we would do that. So I've been doing this for a long time. And the thing that all those kids could do was they could sing a little, they could dance a little, and they could, if you gave them a line, they could remember it maybe. So I'm doing what I did when I was 10 years old. I've done some live TV, but even that's not, there's cue cards involved and so on. But with this, it's a little bit more like sports, I think. It's almost like getting ready to, the whole team, we're getting ready to play this big football game, and December 4th comes, and you go and you do it, and you do your best, and it's an event, I think she's wonderful. She looks great, and she has a voice that's really a kind of a gift from God, and she's terrific in the scene. So is everybody. It's a great cast, and everybody involved is totally professional. I asked, how come a girl always plays Peter? And somebody said it has something to do with the range of the music. It suits a girl better. Hook has this thing about Peter. Peter chopped off his hand and gave it to a crocodile who follows him. So he's very bitter about that. But I think he's got a kind of a thing for Peter. They say to him, why don't you retire? And he says, I've got lots of money. I could go and I could, do whatever I want. But I'm staying here. I'm going to get Peter. I got to do it. He's obsessed. They are a nemesis, but, that's a kind of classic thing that your arch enemy is also the person you kind of most identify with. Well, Peter Pan is a classic. I watched it when I was a little kid. In fact, I saw it many times on the stage, and there's that famous TV one with Cyril Richard and Mary Martin. I did a charity benefit for kids about a month ago, and they put on a play, and the play they chose was Peter Pan. It's always an interesting time when you move from the rehearsal room onto the set, because things take a little longer to get to, and the logistics change, and you have to make adjustments and so on. It has been fun. That's what rehearsals should be. Actors go to work to play, and I don't really know if anybody else does that.